Alright, welcome back to the channel. Today I want to cover our custom design and engineering services. I want to talk about our basic service and our advanced service. The advanced service we're going to cover in another video with different panel examples, but today's video we're going to focus just on the custom basic service, what that means and what you can expect as a customer. So let's get started. Okay, so like I mentioned, we do a lot of custom panels. We have two services and two offerings, so to speak, of custom panels. We have a basic service and then we have an advanced service. They are both a premium upcharge over our basic, I'll call standard Avionics panels that exist in our marketplace. Those include the glass cockpit, the steam gauge, the touch, the TBM. Those are all standard panels in our web shop. And then you see the custom basic and custom advanced options as well. And so I just want to kind of provide some actual panel examples of real life of custom basic panels that we're doing for customers so you can get an idea of what it is. And then you can see those examples and then you can understand the difference between custom advanced and really kind of where that line draws. And also where it differs from just our standard panel. So our standard panel is exactly what it is. It is off the shelf. We make them. We aim to carry inventory of them. They're not modified at all. And they are just the stock configuration. We sell quite a few of those. The custom, custom really is driven from inspiration of avionics and components that we already support. Those avionics can include RealSimGear avionics, Aviatek, lots of different manufacturers. Here you actually see Desktop Aviator, for example. We've done enough of these switch panels, flap levers, cutouts, all these things to get very familiar with them. And so we have a good basis and foundation of the actual cutouts themselves and what's required, but really they stem from the inspiration of our standard panel lineup, and then as a customer would like more modifications or different things placed throughout the panel, that is where the custom basic service comes in. And so what we ask is for basically components that we either haven't worked with before, we ask for them to be shipped to us, or if we even have worked with them before, we still ask you to ship them to us because there are revisions of components that take place, revisions that we're not notified about. And those revisions are really important because they can sometimes change, I'll call it the motherboard behind this component, make it bigger, make it smaller, we may have to adjust the cutout for it. And the last thing that we want is to build you a custom panel and you get everything and all of a sudden it doesn't fit. So what we do is we ask all the components to be mailed to us. That's kind of step one. We then go ahead, we work with you directly with the layout, what it looks like, draw everything up in CAD, and then we go ahead and send you the final revisions, and then we actually get to producing your panel. And so within that price, that includes all of our designing, engineering, just everything associated to it. We don't like to nickel and dime with all these extra little fees here and there. That just gets messy and a lot of paperwork. So it's just one price, and really it's driven from inspiration of a standard panel. This here was inspiration from a Yoko version touch. Regular touch. So we had the touch, we had the touch mini. This was the regular touch, 15.6 inch monitors. These were actually the WiMAXit monitors, and they were actually thicker on the bottom and thinner on the top. And so what we had to do is we actually had to custom CNC the monitor mounts for those monitors. So they had to be different thicknesses and different places to accommodate mounting them completely flush into the panel. I actually still have the screen covers just over these for the customer, so when they receive it, nothing scratched on the monitors and shipping or anything. But they shipped us the key, the starter switch, the flap lever. We installed those for them. That's part of the custom basic service as well. If you ship us your components, we'll go ahead and install them there for you too, make your life a little bit easier. But really, just get in the mindset, custom basic is moving the different components and avionics that we support, moving them around in different locations. We had another customer who actually wanted 2 yokes. So they had 1 yoke and they had another yoke. Once again, we have all the cutouts for all the yokes, so that was pretty simple. We didn't need yokes shipped to us and things like that. But some of these other, little components, it's good to just have those shipped to us so we can install them and make sure that they're the right fit. Custom advanced gets into a whole nother level, right? Custom advanced gets into, full-blown, I'll call it a lot of this cockpit mounting solution systems, where we're actually milling out plates, drilling out plates, match milling, match drilling, for the panel to be mounted to the plate. It's when people want to start adjusting the orientation of components. If they want something like in the plate and they want it horizontally versus, you know, in the face of the plate, or excuse me, the face of the panel and stuff. So that's where it gets into, I'll call, you know, we're really working our engineering muscle at that point. We like to do it, but it does cost money, and we do have to cover our costs and things like that. So that's where the custom advanced comes in. I'd say a large portion of our custom panels are the custom basic, but we just want to create these videos so you can better understand some examples of them. This is one, once again, inspiration from our touch panel. You can see the mounting for the Knobster here, and then they added on the desktop aviator components. They're going to use a Yoko yoke. They're going to use a TQ6 on pedestal here, so the actual pedestal will come down and over, and that's a really great solution. I'm going to show you two other panels so you can get a better understanding on what these are like. This here is another panel that we did for a customer. This here is featuring the G5s. It's featuring a 430. We're waiting on the GMA 350 to arrive, the 530, and then you got the GTN 750 over on the end. And so this customer was going to be flying in multiple different aircraft that had different avionics. Some had the 650, 750, some had the 430, 530, so they just wanted to cover all the bases with the 750, and then these units here. Honeycomb yoke and throttle. Once again, the customer decided to mail us their components. We were able to put them into the panel, and very straightforward. You know, this is not a standard configuration that we offer on the website. Once again, the standard configuration is that glass cockpit, steam gauge, touch and touch mini, as well as the TBM. So this fell under the custom basically services, and pretty straightforward. So excited to get that one shipped out to the customer and hear their feedback. And lastly, this is one final custom panel that we've done here. See, there's going to be a cutout for the RealSimGear G1000, RealSimGear 750, 650, and then the new RealSimGear generic switch panel. They're going to be using the Honeycomb yoke as well as a throttle on the pedestal. So once again, this is another, I'll call it, chassis that we've done. This was under the custom basic. The reason it was under custom basic is because we've done the RealSimGear switch panel before. We've done the 650 before. We've done the 754. We support the G1000. We know the Honeycomb. We know how to do the pedestal and all that kind of stuff. So it wasn't, you know, some brand new component that we've never worked with before, and we're able to address all the different cutouts and the right positioning and things like that. So that's once again another custom basic panel. So this hopefully gives you a good understanding of the different design services, custom basic versus custom advanced. We'll cover custom advanced in another video here as we start to get more examples of those that we're actually doing, but we hope this is informative for you guys. Any questions on your custom panels, you know, always open to it. I really enjoy doing these. You know, it's really the ability to create something that's your own, exactly how you want it. That's really what we strive for in this custom design and manufacturing service. So we'll see you guys. Any questions? Shoot us an email. Stay level.